guys, today I just want to talk about extroversion, what it's like being an extrovert, and some things I noticed as a psychologist. So this is something I've been thinking about for a really long time. The fact that I'm an extrovert, the fact that this society places kind of a hierarchy. People who are extroverts are seen as more, I guess, normal than people who are introverts. People who are extroverts are kind of pedestalized over people who are introverts. Now, I'm an extrovert, and I just want to say, being an extrovert is not all it's cracked up to be. Being an extrovert is actually horrible. Being an extrovert is not something that I could say is 100% beneficial. I think that's what I want to say. There is something inherently about being an extrovert that means you are dependent on others. As an extrovert, you have this innate dependency on people. Why? Because what's the first thing someone will tell you about extroversion? People who are extroverts love to be around people. They love to talk. They love hanging out with people. They love being surrounded by people. And why is that? It's because extroverts get their energy, replenished from interactions with people. So I'm an extrovert, right? If I go hang out and talk to and party with 20 people, I'm having the time of my life. I go home, I'm like, that was the best time of my life. I had so much fun. I'm gonna clean my room or something. After I, become less tired, I'm gonna clean my room. I'm gonna do this, do that, right? I have so much energy because I just hung out with people. And then before hanging out with people, I'm super excited. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see X, Y, or Z. And it is the time of my life. And I just have so much fun doing that. And that is what life is pretty much like for an extrovert, right? So in a scenario where the party's canceled, right? There was supposed to be some fun party, but because of X, Y, or Z situation, the party's canceled. And I had pumped myself up to be ready to go to this party, and it was canceled. I'm super bummed out. I'm super disappointed that the party was canceled. I'm out of energy. I feel upset. I'm like, damn, I was really looking forward to partying. I'm so upset. I'm just gonna not do anything today or something like that. Some part of me is so upset that the party was canceled that I cannot go hang out with people. I can't go, share my energy with people. A part of me is really upset about that. And that's what life is like for me as an extrovert, right? Now, I do want to disclaim or whatever and say that I changed a lot since the pandemic, right? I would say I'm more of an ambivert now. As an extrovert, when I was pure extrovert, I did not value my quality alone time. I did not value it at all. In fact, any moment that I was spending by myself, I was like, this time could be better spent with other people. I did not value my alone time. And I guess you could draw the line in saying I didn't value my alone time and say that I didn't value myself. And I think this is the reality of being an extrovert. And I do think you can connect the dots and say in a capitalistic society, being an extrovert is beneficial to big business and whatever, and to society going round and round and round. Being an extrovert, in my experience, was I preferred to be around people. I preferred to be sharing my energy with people. I did not like being alone. I would just rather be with other people. That was my experience. I was like, I could be spending this time better with people rather than by myself. And so I had a conversation with my friends yesterday. And we were just talking about how this relationship that I was in didn't work out that well. And I was explaining to them reasons why I thought it didn't go so well. And what it came down to was, I, for the most part, am attracted to introverts. Now, you may be wondering why. What is an introvert? The most prominent feature of introverts is they get their energy by being by themselves. Their energy is replenished by being by themselves. Now, that doesn't mean they don't like being around people or they don't enjoy themselves when they're with people, but it drains them. Being around people is draining to introverts, and that's one of the core features. Introverts get their energy replenished by being with themselves, by doing their own thing at home, being in their own space, reading a book, playing a video game by themselves. That is how they replenish their energy. And as I explained before, extroverts, we get our energy from the opposite, from being around people, sharing our energy with people. For me, especially, I'm like outgoing, I'm extroverted, I like to be the center of attention. I get my most energy when I'm in the middle of the room making people laugh or something like that, right? That is how I replenish my energy. Especially back when I was younger and my, just the way I operated was a little more black and white before my own personality became more nuanced, I guess you could say. Because I'm not as extroverted as I used to be, and that's thanks to the pandemic, right? Because it forced me, you have to find a way to give yourself energy. The pandemic made me realize that, hey, I don't actually need to be the center of attention. I don't need to be this person who's in the middle of the room making people laugh and whatever. And several bad experiences I had made me realize that I didn't have to do this. One of my favorite YouTubers, Kenny JD, she made a review of the show Love is Blind, right? And in Love is Blind, there is this one character named Cole. Well, I guess he's not a character, it's reality TV, right? So there's this one person named Cole, and Kenny JD says he's obviously a showman. I don't like showmen because showmen, they're not showing you their real personality. It's more of a performance. What are you performing for, right? And that kind of just stuck with me a little bit because all of my life I have been a showman. You know what I mean? I was the extrovert. I was in the middle of the room. I was the life of the party. I felt like it was my job to keep people laughing, to keep people having a good time, because that's what I was invited for. I was invited to be the showman. And it reminds me again of one of my mom's ex-boyfriends who told me, why do you make yourself the buffoon, right? In its literal meaning, like the jester, the person who performs or whatever. So this is twice that I've been triggered by a statement like this. And I really enjoyed that. I don't know. As an extrovert, it felt like my duty to make sure, because my friend group is built mainly of introverts. So as the extrovert, it felt like my job to make sure everybody was having fun. Since this person is shy and this person is shy, then it's me who in the middle who's supposed to break the ice. It's my job. That's just kind of how it's always felt. And it's not really a good feeling. I don't know. It's like, maybe it was at some point when I was younger, but I feel like I came to despise that it was my job to make everybody laugh and entertain everybody, because it felt like, when is it my turn to be made laugh, to be entertained? And so going back to what I was saying, my relationship with this introvert, because I'll tell you why. I am attracted to introverts romantically. There's something about an introvert that I'm just like, wow, I really, I don't know if it's, ooh, you seem mysterious because you're so shy. You don't talk about yourself. You just listen to me. Oh, you're just watching me. Oh, your attention is fully on me. And that reels me in. That makes me like that person, right? Because they're giving me attention. They're listening to me. I'm the one they're watching, right? Because I'm the jester. I'm doing the performance. So obviously they're going to be watching me because I'm the one who's acting right now. I'm performing. I'm the showman right now. So obviously they're paying attention to me. But it's still flattering to be paid attention to. And so in high school and in middle school, I won class clown. I didn't go for it. I wasn't trying to. I just won because we had like yearbook awards or whatever. And the award I won was class clown. And I was shocked. I was like, what? Both years. My high school was huge. And I won out of all of the seniors. I won class clown. And I was like, okay, I'm flattered. But at the same time, like, I wasn't aiming for that. Like, and that just really cemented to me how big of a showman I was my entire life, and still am, honestly. It doesn't just go away. You know, look now, I'm on YouTube, so it's like all of this is connected. And so the thesis that I kind of came up with, and now I want to hear from other introverts if this is just a Leah introvert thing, or if this is like, this is the experience of other introverts, because I don't know. I can only tell you about my experience, but how I feel is there is something inherently dependent about being an extrovert. Sorry if I've been saying introvert in the last couple seconds. I've been meaning to say extrovert. There is something so inherently dependent about being an extrovert, right? Extroverts get their energy from hanging out with other people, from being with other people. That's inherently dependent. If I need other people to get my energy up, then I'm dependent on other people to get my energy up, right? And so it just feels so very dependent. And of course, that is the thing that a capitalistic society would push, that is, oh, this is the best type of person. This is the most important type of person. If you're an introvert, if you're shy, then you're, there's something a little bit wrong with you. You're a little off. You should strive to be an extrovert. But as I was saying, there's something so inherently dependent about being an extrovert. If you're looking to others to fill your energy up, you're dependent. You cannot self-energize. And that's a fucking problem. And so all my life, I prided myself, oh, I'm an extrovert. Ha ha ha. Because society tells you that is what's good. You want to be someone who isn't shy. You want to be the outgoing extrovert. But I just want to challenge that opinion and say being the extrovert is the worst out of the two. Being an extrovert is awful. Being dependent on others so you feel energized, that sounds good. It's not. And so going back to that relationship with that guy that I was, entangled with, he was an introvert, obviously, because that's what I'm attracted to. And my thesis on why I was attracted to that is because as an extrovert, I feel, now this is completely my own thesis. This is not backed in any psychology, like peer-reviewed research papers or anything, right? This is me telling you my thesis on it. This is what I think as a psychologist. And there could be research on this. I don't know. I'm just telling you what conclusions I came to from being an extrovert myself. What I think extroverts are people with empty cups. Let me explain myself. I think that as an extrovert, you are born with empty cups. Your cups are empty, and that is why you need people to fill your energy. Your cups are fucking empty. So inherently, you are an energy vacuum. What you're doing when you're a showman, when you're performing for others, when you're hanging out with people, is you are draining their energy. And obviously it's not intentional, obviously, but that's what's happening. The very nature of being somebody who is energized by being with others is draining their energy, because how else are you getting energy? You know, energy cannot be created or destroyed, right? So if you get energy from hanging out with introverts, you're an extrovert. You get energy from hanging out with introverts, right? And introverts are drained, right? And they get their energy from being by themselves. Where's the energy going? You're taking it. You're draining the introvert's energy in this situation. And so in order for that to make sense, right? Okay, being an introvert means that when you hang out with people, you're drained. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So where's that energy going? Where's that energy going? On the flip side, you're an extrovert. You're hanging out with people. Your energy is replenished by hanging out with those people. How did energy just become created? It didn't. There's a transfer here. There's a transfer of energy. You, extrovert, with your empty cups, you hanging out with these introverts, you're draining all of their energy, and it makes you feel good. And it's so good. And it's so subconscious. You don't realize you're doing it. You don't know you're negatively affecting people. But this is what's happening nonetheless. And so I do think this is why I'm romantically, honestly, probably platonically as well, because my friends for the most part are introverts. I think this is why I'm interested in introverts, because I'm an extrovert. I have empty cups. I have empty cups that need to be filled, and the only people that can fill my empty cups are introverts, because they are self-energizing. Another extrovert can't fill my cup because their cup is empty too. Right? I hope this is making sense. I hope my cup analogy is really making sense, because if you don't have anything in your cup to give, your cup is empty, right? If I'm energized by hanging out with other people, that means my cup is empty and it's not self-fulfilling, right? Unlike introverts who fill their own cups, my cup being filled is contingent on the fact that I hang out with people. And that is the nature of being dependent. And that fucking sucks. Okay, so this is the look. Okay, and just my final thoughts. If my energy being filled, which is the nature of an extrovert, my energy being filled is dependent and contingent on the fact that I hang out with people, then naturally that would mean that I have empty cups. I'm empty. I cannot self-energize. I need people for me to feel energized. On the contrary, introverts, when they hang out with people, they feel drained, because guess what? There's extroverts who they hang out with who take that energy. It's a transfer. The energy goes somewhere. So then the introvert will leave this situation, go home, re-energize himself by a nice bath, by cleaning their room, reading their favorite book, watching videos, being by themselves. They'll self-energize, where the extrovert will go home and they'll use all of that energy and they'll do the same things. They'll read a book, they'll shower, they'll watch videos. All the while, the energy they just took from these introverts is going down until the next time they hang out. You go fill up your energy, come meet back up with me so I can have it, so I can take it. I feel good. Let me go back home. I go back home. Now my energy's going down. As my energy is going down because, I'm not with you anymore, yours is raising because you're not with me anymore. And that is why relationships between introverts and extroverts can't really happen. And what the saddest thing is, I don't think a relationship between two extroverts could happen either. So where does that leave me? No, but I do think this is what my dating problems stem from. Why it never works, or it's very short term most of the time. Because two extroverts are both two empty people. They're both two empty. I'm not saying like emotionally I'm empty or like I'm depressed. I'm saying you don't have your own self-energizing thing. You are dependent. You're dependent on someone who does have that. So you can have theirs, right? And so two extroverts with two empty cups, how are they going to make anything work? They can't, because both of their cups are empty. And they're both, I don't know if this is all extroverts, but me being an extrovert, I'm a showman. So we'll say there are two separate things, extroverts and showmen. I'm an extrovert and I'm a fucking showman, right? So that means I'm double screwed, because now you don't even know who I am. Not only do I have empty cups and I need from people, right? And I guess that would make me a needy person, right? Especially when it comes to other people, because I need people to replenish my energy, right? Not only do I have empty cups, but I'm also a showman, right? So you can't even really tell who I am until we get like closer and more intimate or whatever, and get in a more private setting. So I have two things working against me here. So I was in this relationship with this introvert, and that's who I prefer romantically. And I think it is because of this dynamic. I have empty cups, you have full cups. Your cups are self-filling. Mine depend on people with full cups to fill my own, right? And so we were in this pretty chill relationship. It was fine. It was cool. It was decent, whatever. At some point, the person told me that they just felt drained. We'll call him Malcolm. Malcolm, it's not his name. Okay. Malcolm told me, bro, okay, there was a lot of drama, first of all, but eventually Malcolm told me what the problem was. Malcolm was like, hey, I feel drained. Like, you as a person make me feel drained. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't even understand that. Like, you knew what kind of a person, we met at a party. You knew what kind of a person I was. You saw me at my most crazy, and you were interested in me there. At my most obnoxious, at my most crazy, you were interested in me there. And so now outside of this party setting, obviously party Aaliyah is 105. Everyday Aaliyah is 80, right? Because I am a showman. I do have the showman personality type. I do have that. I have that. So I am an 80. So I do have the showman personality type. So obviously I'm in an 80. And what he would have preferred was if I was like a 50. That's what he thought I would be, a 50. But it's like, you saw me at 105, and that's what made you interested in me at 105. And so me at 80 is somehow a problem. I didn't understand that. But knowing what I know now about the differences between introverts and extroverts, I get it. I fucking get it. Because I came to him with empty cups. I perform for you. I make you laugh. I do all of this stuff. I talk. I break the ice. I do this. I, right? And in return, you give me your energy. In return, you fill my cups. And it's a dynamic that nobody agrees to consciously. It's a subconscious agreement. And as an extrovert, that's just what I needed. That's what I needed. And it's not my fault, and it's not his fault. That's just the cards I was dealt. That's what I needed as an extrovert. I needed that exchange. I'm your showman. I'm outgoing. I'm, obnoxious when it's cool or funny or whatever. I'm, the party animal when I need to be, right? I'm at 80. I'm performing. I'm doing all of this. I'm the extrovert. I'm the outgoing person, right? I'm all of these things. for your benefit. And that's just how it's rationalized in my brain. Like, you know, and then I resent that sometimes. Because sometimes I'm like, do you know how many times I just want to be like I'm shy person? Not that I'm shy. I'm not shy at all. But do you know how many times I just want to be the person to relax? I just want to be the quiet person in the room. But for a lot of reasons, I do feel like it's my job to be the fucking showman. And so, yeah, I'm just the showman. I'm the jester. I'm the buffoon. And in exchange, you have to energize me. Your presence, your energy is what I'm doing all of this for. I don't know. And I resent that fact. I resent that so much. And it's like, nobody asked me to do this. But it's the only way I know how to be. And this is me talking prior to COVID-19 hitting. Because after the pandemic, after that, I just learned a new side of myself. I was like, I don't like this. Therefore, I don't have to do this. I was made to stay in my house and social distance and all of that stuff. I was made to do all of that for 2 years. And I'm fine. And I'm fine. You know what I mean? So now I'm more of an ambivert. Can I get crazy? Can I go wild at parties? Yeah, I could go to 116 now, baby. I can be crazy. I can be wild. I can do all that. Can I be a showman? Do I still got that in me? Yes, of course. And it's out a lot. Showman Aaliyah is out a lot. A lot. Buffoon Aaliyah, out sometimes. Jester, out sometimes. Yeah. But now, do I fucking do that shit? Do I exert myself in that way? No. Do I have any expectations when I hang out with people now? No. Now I just I'm in this calm extrovert kind of energy now. I'm just like, yes, I'm an extrovert. Yes, I get energy from hanging out with people, but I'm not expecting that out of you. If I'm not energized when I leave this place tonight, it's fine. I don't need energy. It's fine. Wait, is that why I'm so tired recently? Huh. Learn something new about yourself every day. Maybe that's why I'm so like exhausted. Because I've realized how dependent the nature of being an extrovert is, and I fucking hate being dependent on anything. I don't even take pills or medicine because I hate the thought of being dependent on something. That thought scares me. And I know that's all stemming from childhood trauma or whatever. I'm not going to make myself dependent on anything because you can't depend on nothing. Not even people, right? That's a therapy session right there. But, yeah, I really don't like being dependent on things. So like, I'm trying to work on myself in the way that I don't have to be this extrovert with empty cups that is looking for these gatherings so I can get energy. I want to make my own energy. I want to make my own energy. I want to be somebody with full cups that can pour into the cups of others. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be empty cup Aaliyah anymore. I don't even really... It's a split. I kind of like being a showman, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want that anymore. I want deeper... I want people to understand me deeper. I want people to know deeper about me. I want my first impressions to be, this person met who I am at this first impression. They met who I am. That's kind of what I want. I don't want people to have their first impression be showman Aaliyah, over the top Aaliyah. I don't want them to see camp like Aaliyah. I want them to see like the person I am when I'm by myself, which is a pretty cool person. I've worked on her a lot. So You gonna get to know this real Aaliyah, because I've been working on this bitch for a long fucking time. You're gonna get to know her. You're gonna get to know her, and you're gonna love her. You're gonna fucking love her. Anyways, that's it for this video. Bye-bye. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Come back next week or so for another video. Let's hope I do another one next week. I've been posting more consistently on this channel and on my main account, which is Brown's Magic. Go subscribe there, whatever, and I'll see you guys next time for a new topic. It's gonna be a good one, so we can't wait to see you there. Bye-bye.